What's up, faithful? Welcome to the East Coast Red and Gold podcast. I'm Niners Jess, along with Ty Alston, Maddie B, and Niner Lady Dina. And we have my favorite in the house, special guest Damon Bruce. It is Wednesday, August 27th. What's up, guys?
What up?
Hey, everybody. Damon, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Oh, thank you for having me. Always great to see everyone here. Jess, thanks for the invitation. And we're getting close to football, so let's do it.
Yeah. No problem. Welcome back. Before we get to it, we're brought to you by Faithful Gear. Get your customized Niners gear made for the faithful by the faithful at faithfulgear209.com. All right, so let's get into this initial 53-man roster, and I stress the word initial because they're just not done yet. It's fluid. Damon, I'm going to start with you. Any surprises?
I mean, yeah, I think there certainly are a few surprises. Most of the surprises that really had people going, oh, wait a minute, they've been caught in the safety net of the practice squad. So we can get to Sebastian Valdez not making the roster. Mm-hmm. To me, the two big made the roster surprises in my mind are Chase Lucas made this team. I'm really happy that he did because I thought he had a terrific preseason. And if a player on the edge of the roster can't use a terrific preseason and make a football team, you know, why are we even out there playing the games? And I really thought he made some of the biggest plays for the defense all preseason. I'm really happy that Chase Lucas made the team, and Drew Moss making this team, I think, was a good thing too. Connor Colby was someone who was maybe on the outside looking in, but it became clearer and clearer that Connor Colby was going to make this team. Drew Moss making it as well, I think, are the two big surprises. So nothing else really shocked me about what we've seen here, and I think we're ready to just play some football. It's I saw in the title it said training camp, and I said, well, it's so close to the regular season. It's almost regular season time now.
I know we got to update that coming soon next week.
Yeah, we'll definitely update that. Maddie, your thoughts?
We haven't. Yeah, it's just like Damon's said, like, we haven't seen this team yet. We haven't seen this team at full strength. This Death Star is not yet operational, guys. Okay, like let's Admiral Akbar was a very wise fish head, and like they knew. Okay, so let's just take a deep breath and wait, because it's about another 10 days until the opener. Like, there's so much shifting that can do right now. Mm-hmm. Between everything that's going on out there and who's getting cut and who's getting traded. I mean, look at all these teams that are out trying to find new backup quarterbacks. Like, we already found our backup quarterback 4 months ago. He already knows the system in all likelihood, right? Like, look at some of the other teams that, like, this team is they're fine. Sheesh. And they actually found some people who are going to produce right away. I don't care what round they're in. They're going to produce, and not only are they going to produce, they look like they're going to thrive, right? It's not like this isn't the Ambry Thomas scenario. We're going to have every chance to win the job, whether he gets Charles Dimmery out there or not, right? Like, they also, by the way, Charles Dimmery used to be called Burnt Toast as a nickname, so that's why I usually use him as Charles Dimmery. He's one of the worst defensive backs in NFL history. But, like, come on, like, let's get this thing going. Like, let's get a full round with everybody playing, with Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall, and insert wide receiver 3 here, right? Even if you're going to use one, or go with 2 running backs. Who knows, right? Like, whatever's going on.
Jawan Jennings, that's the question. I mean, Jawan Jennings is still, the fact that is up in the air. Shame on everyone involved. That's ridiculous. I'm not excited about Marquez Valdez-Scantling, but here they come. You know, the 49ers, we haven't seen them yet. Preseason results be damned. None of it really matters. The edge of the roster debates are fun, but a healthy Christian McCaffrey has unleashed hell on the NFL every time he's fallen under the category of healthy Christian McCaffrey. How long does he do that? How long can that happen? How long can, I think that the pickup of Brian Robinson is fantastic.
Yep.
I like that. It's almost like one of the biggest transactions of the year has just been swept under the rug pretty quickly. Yeah. I think that's a big move for the 49ers, and I hope that Shanahan has a running back to lean into other than Christian McCaffrey
Ding,
for the
ding,
sake of McCaffrey's health.
I
Ding,
think
ding,
the,
ding.
the light bulb finally went on.
It better.
I feel like it has. Damon, you mentioned Juwan Jennings. It appears
Matt,
that
you okay
John
there?
Lynch finally conceded.
I'm in the mirror dimension. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
We're
It
back.
feels like John Lynch finally conceded that it's not just a calf issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, like thanks, John. We know. I know that they want to sell things a certain way, and we know what's going on here. Everybody's been to enough business school to know exactly what's going on here and how the NFL works and how players try to use the only bit of leverage they'll ever be afforded in their careers to get paid more money. Like, we know what's going on here. I don't trust the Niners on their injury report front and haven't for years. And this is basically information that says, yeah, you probably shouldn't either. So, we know. We know, John. Thank you.
Ty, what are your thoughts on surprises of the roster and Juwan Jennings?
Yeah, I'm with Damon. The biggest surprise was Drew Moss. I mean, it was a happy surprise. Let me put that out there because I like what we saw from him. And, as he develops, he could be a good player for us in the future, right? And, maybe we could stop talking about how the 49ers don't look at the O-line anymore. Like, it's clear that they are. So that was a welcome surprise. Chase Lucas making the team, he showed out in preseason. He had to make it, right? Like, if he didn't make it, we'd have to question what's going on in there.
Yeah.
Like, are they smoking some of the good stuff or what?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? If standing out as the best defensive player for the majority of 3 preseason games doesn't get you onto the roster, what should? So
exactly.
I'm glad it happened.
Yeah. And the rest of it kind of falls in line where we thought it would be, right? We kind of knew the top end guys would get there. The incumbents that have been backups have been there before. We knew about the injuries, but the key word you mentioned is initial. This is just the initial roster. There's so much shuffling to be done. And we know every year they do these roster gymnastics of putting a guy on the roster and then the next day he's on IR and they waive a guy and automatically bring him back, then bring this player on and do all this shuffling. It happens every year, but the roster looks good overall. I'd say that. And Jennings it's the business of football. What can you do? Hopefully, like, somebody says, all right, forget it. It is what it is, and let's just play ball or something happens. But we don't want to be talking about this crap come week 1. Like, either be on the field or be somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that calf injury will clear up once there's an agreement. Dina, what are your thoughts?
Rub some money on it.
Yeah. Love that money Band-Aid.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised. I'm glad that a lot of the guys that I looked at and liked that I actually made the 53-man roster. Jair Brown, that shocked me. But other than that, Lucas, Stout, I was surprised about Stout, but he's on there. The other thing that really surprised me. Who's our punter?
He was just they signed him back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were playing a little roster manipulation with his roster spot. So
10 days, right? It's under the 10-day rule, right? They were on a break, I guess you could say, for a little bit. They're good now.
We were on a break.
Right.
But no, I was really kind of happy about this. There's some guys that I was shocked that were received earlier. Relief for me.
That's not.
But other than that, I was quite surprised. It looks good. And shout out to my boy Bebop. Love you.
Damon, the defensive line. 11 defensive linemen. Any surprises there? What about Yatir Gross-Matos? Does he deserve a roster spot?
You know, I'm so tired of hearing about him because that's all we've done was hear about him. We don't actually see him play football games. Hey, I'm excited about the young potential of this defensive line. I really am. I think Alfred Collins will be light on stats, but hopefully heavy on gobbling up double teams, and that allows CJ West and Bryce Huff and Bosa to really make plays around Collins. I think we need to put our eyes on the blocks he's absorbing, not necessarily the plays he's making, and then see how it looks around him. I'm excited that they've got guys that they think that they're going to be able to cycle through what looks to be a more aggressive Robert Saleh blitz package. I mean, this guy was running a blitz package in the preseason, and I think he is going to create pressure, whether he's got it or not. Hopefully he's got it. I mean, if they can start really winning 4 against 5, defensive linemen wrecking shop once again. Oh, guess what? Everything else is gravy, kids. If you're getting to the quarterback with 4, you have no defensive problems. You're going to be just fine over the course of a season if you're getting there with 4. I think Robert Saleh is going to get there. The problem was they weren't getting there with 4, with 5, with any blitz. They just didn't get there. I think they're going to get home on their quarterback pressures this year, and that is where Robert Saleh being back in the room is, again, the, I think, single least discussed. You talk about adding important players, the right player, the right draft pick. I think Robert Saleh being back is, again, we haven't even seen it yet. We kind of have in the preseason. He's been aggressive, but we haven't even seen what that will mean. And I think it's going to be really important because they will have growing pains. There's too much youth out there, especially with Nick Martin, who's going to overrun a play or two. I don't care. He looks great otherwise. I'd rather him overrun a play than not be able to run to a play like Devondre Campbell for most of last year. So I'm excited about this team defensively. The defensive line, again, I got your Yatir Gross-Matos jokes. I'd like him to actually show up and end those. I've kind of always liked Equinu. Let's see something from Robert Beal Jr., please. We've been waiting 3 years. If you've got a season in you, let's see it now. The team could really use it. If Bosa stays healthy, if Huff stays healthy, this could get interesting. It really could. So bring it on.
Maddie, thoughts?
The defense, it's like, to me, this is the year where I want to see Nick Bosa have like his best year, right? To me, it's set up for him to do that. And if he does that, this defense will be successful. And in turn, this team will be successful. If all we are hearing all year is how many times he's been held, then and the numbers aren't matching and the production's not there and this doesn't get unlocked, then that's it. You know what I mean? This team will teeter out. It'll be like an 85, 86 sort of season, right?
Maddie, I've said this on my show. Nick Bosa is the kind of player where I don't want to hear about how good he played in the nuance of a football game.
Correct.
I want him to wreck shop. That's what I want. I understand pressures are great and pressures. It's not all about sacks. I get it. I get it all. I get all modern metrics of sports. He needs to fuck shit up. That's the job. That's what he needs to do.
I need some Reggie White forearms. I need some Charles Haley, right? That's what we need. He's got it in him. He needs to be that guy. So, and if somebody else will Fred Warner has his thing that he does, but they're two different players, right? So Nick Bosa's got to be in there, and he's got to be a force. He's got to go in there and actually be an actual raging Hulk, right? If that happens, this defense is unlocked, and the sky's the limit. But if it isn't, it's 10-7 and a win and you're out as a best case scenario.
Yeah, Ty.
Yeah, we talked about early how the biggest move of the offseason, the biggest acquisition was Robert Saleh coming back, right? He just was going to set everything right. as best he can with these early guys. And we saw an inkling of it in this preseason, right? Players in the right position, plays being dialed up at the right time. Not just pressure, as Damon alluded to, but guys actually getting home on that pressure, right? Forcing safeties, punching out fumbles. And even if the fumble wasn't there, that's a 2 or 3 yard loss. Like things of that nature. Guys just wreaking havoc. So that's all Robert Saleh's influence. I'm in total agreement with the Nick Bosa assessment. You know, we've seen him get pressure and have a good game here and a slight game here, but we want him to be that guy again. We need him to be that guy. And regardless of who's on the opposite side, he still needs to step up and be that guy.
Right.
With all the young talent in the middle, all those cloggers up there, he should see less double teams and such and have plenty of opportunity to, as Damon says, fuck shit up.
Right.
Because that's what we want.
That's what they
Like,
say in
dude.
French. So I wanted to be classy about it.
No, there's
Very
nothing but class.
Exactly. We're all
Yeah.
class here.
That's
Yes.
right.
Like we want him to be that guy, and he should be. Right. And you know, Damon, you mentioned something interesting about Alfred Collins being that guy in the middle. You don't see him on the stat sheet, but he should make plays that impact everyone else. And we should be looking at that. I love it when guys, grab a double team, run a DE gain and clog up two guys to free up the guy looping out from the inside. That should be a stat or something because it's so important. And I think we got guys that'll do that.
There's no position maybe on the entire football field where the stats you see don't describe the game that player just had.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts, it almost ends at defensive tackle.
Yep.
Defensive tackle.
Agreed.
If you are gobbling up two blockers on the majority of the snaps you are out there, job well done. You're crushing it. And if every now and then you come through and you beat your double team and make a play, well, that's what separates what is hopefully Alfred Collins from Javon Kinlaw.
Mm-hmm.
Javon Kinlaw didn't beat a single double team, I don't think, in his career. And when he wasn't beating the double teams, they stopped double teaming him. And if you have a defensive tackle who isn't commanding double teams, you got the wrong guy. So that's what I hope Alfred Collins is. And then watching CJ West, who was the guy at Indiana getting double teamed all the time, to watch CJ West play in between Nick Bosa and Alfred Collins, two guys commanding double teams. I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like. And oh, by the way, how many times can you see the team that you root for draft a defensive end with the first pick they got in a draft, and you hardly even talk about the guy? Like Michael Williams, you go ahead and be a big surprise. I have no idea what you're really going to be. I know you're built to look like a football player is supposed to look. I know that for a fact. I've seen it. I've been there in person. Adonis level athlete on the field. But because of this hyperextended knee, I haven't seen him play in a game in any way yet. I don't know what that's going to look like. If that is an easy first step. If Michael Williams is fitting into a game plan, not fitting into, they're trying to figure it out with him. Oh my gosh, things start opening up, and the defensive line that we're kind of down on right now, all of a sudden by week 6 is being described as an attribute, not a detriment to this season. That's what I hope happens. Or like anything that the 49ers are ever doing, everyone could be hurt stretching in a Jane Fonda class tomorrow, and the entire team doesn't make it to Seattle. They have to forfeit the game because of too many injuries. That's sort of their brand as well.
Well, I'm excited to see Michael Williams and CJ West. I know we didn't see Michael Williams in the preseason, but he is back. So that's a good thing. And so is CJ West. So is Ben Barch. Dina, your thoughts on the defensive line? Can you hear me?
Me?
Yep, you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't hear that part. Yeah, my thoughts on a defensive line. I am hopeful But we haven't seen all of these guys to their full potential yet. And I'm hoping that they can do what they're supposed to do in the D line. What makes me nervous is that some of them we haven't seen, like you said, like Mikael Williams. And the numbers say yes, but we haven't seen what he can actually do yet. I'm very optimistic about this defensive line, very optimistic. And especially with Salah back and him pushing these young guys, I'm very anxious to see what we can do. Jordan Elliott makes me a little nervous, but that's to be expected. I want to see what he does. But other than that, I'm psyched. I'm ready. I think we have a good line, a strong line. But I think I would have liked to see more out of some of the guys. But we'll see what will happens come week 1.
Damon, do you share that same optimism about the offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, I think they're going to be fine. I wish I could be a little better of a salesman than fine. But if Trent Williams is out there and healthy throughout the year, if Dominic Pooney is healthy throughout the year, as much as I don't love Brendel in the middle, and Barch or could be Moss, could be Colby, we'll figure it out, I guess, on the fly over at left guard. I think McKivitz is fine. And I think the offensive line is going to be fine. I didn't like the lack of any run game explosion in the preseason, but those were coming from guys that won't be playing for the 49ers if everything's going according to plan. So I think the offensive line will be fine. I don't think it'll be a dominant bunch, but I think they will do the requisite NFL job to produce the 24 points per game that I think this offense is built to produce. And then Robert Saleh, your mission is keep it under 24 every Sunday. If they're scoring more than 24 and keeping it under 24 each and every Sunday, they're going to win 11 games. Yeah. I mean, how about this? They haven't given me any reason to be down on them yet. So I'm not here to sell you their eventual greatness. I'm not here to sell you any doom either. I think they're going to be a fine offensive line. If Trent Williams is out there and they're healthy, I expect them to, they were fine the year before when, Christian McCaffrey was named Offensive Player of the Year. That couldn't have been, I don't know. I think that the complaining about the 49ers offensive line has become in fashion, and it'll be a little bit better than everyone expects it to be. And then every now and then McKivitz is going to get beat around the right side and Twitter's going to go, McKivitz. And then they're going to keep playing football and they probably win that game anyways.
Damon, I know you got to go. 30 seconds. Thoughts on Jake Moody?
Light a candle.
Because he's awesome.
You talk about roster surprises. I think Jake Moody's among mine. I've been a Jake Moody apologist at some points here. I'm done making apologies for him. Do your job, kid. If you do your job, I guess this relationship is going to be beautiful going forward. The minute you miss a point after touchdown in a game that matters, no one should come to save you anymore. Favoritism, your draft position. I don't understand why how about that? We're all either one thing or another, right? You're an asset or you're a liability. I used to believe Jake Moody was an asset. Now I fear he is a liability. The minute I start fearing a kicker is a liability, I would just go get another kicker. But here they are. They're trying to make fetch happen with him. You can see it. It's clearly a franchise path that they have chosen. Spent a draft pick, suffering through growing pains. I wish I saw a more confident young man when they zoomed into that, the tight shot on the face mask. Good luck, light a candle for Jake Moody, because apparently, he'll be allowed to lose a game or two before they're going to make the decision on him if that's what it takes. And if he makes all of his kicks, forget all of this. I was the first one to tell you he was going to be great. and again, you're like a kicker is only as good as their last kick, right? So make them, Jake, and no one will complain about you anymore.
All right, the great Damon Bruce. Damon, thank you for joining us.
Sir.
You know you gotta go.
Thanks for everyone for having me. I'm sorry I had to cut it short. I got a text from my wife in the middle of this saying that I got to get to a kid pickup a little earlier than even normal. Everything's fine, but I got to go a little bit earlier. Thank you for having me. And I guess I'll wrap up with a very positive bang bang. There you go, Niner gang.
All
Go
right.
get them. Thank you.
Awesome.
Take care, Damon. All right, Damon Bruce.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so let's stick with Jake Moody. Maddie, your thoughts?
There's nothing we can add. At this point, Jake Moody is the kicker, right? At this point, Jake Moody is healthy.
Yeah.
So unless there's any other sort of change to that scenario in the next few weeks, that's what we got, right? This franchise did that. I mean, this is what they do. This is what teams do. This is what, honestly, like, you can look at this a bunch of different ways, right? Like, some people are just gonna be like, well, if it doesn't work, you just got to cut him. Well, if you're just burning through third round picks all the time, like, you suck. So, like, they clearly thought enough about this guy, and he clearly has some leg. He has been able to do some things, right? So, like, yeah, it's like drafting an athlete in pro basketball, and they're like, he doesn't have a jump shot yet, right? They can develop that jump shot. They can develop that consistency and everything else. And a lot of times they can, right? They can, they can figure out how to make that elbow jumper, or they become a 3-and-D person or whatever. You can do that with a kicker too, right? Like they're raw, they're unharnessed. This is year 3 for him. Like, he's been through some ups, some downs. He's been in the biggest games of the NFL. He's been in some not so big games in the NFL. He's made some big kicks. He's missed some easy kicks, right? So he's got to be consistent. And it's put up or shut up for him with the 49ers this year, because it's not like his career is going to be over. Like, if he doesn't make it with the 49ers, like, he'll get cut, somebody else will pick him up, and he'll probably go to the Hall of Fame, because that's just how it works with kickers. It's weird like that. I don't know why. It's like relief pitchers in baseball. Sometimes they just wash out with another team. They go somewhere else. They're like, oh, I noticed your arm slot was off by 0.22 inches. Let's fix that. Oh, you're all set now. Now you're as nasty as you've ever been, right? It could just easily be something like that. So the 49ers are doing their due diligence, which is good, right? Could it cost them? Sure, but it could cost them because they choose the wrong guy in free agency for anything else, right? Like, it's just going to show up more because it's the kicker. Like, it's a kicker. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. Like, you hope you get a really good one, and you hope that you don't have to rely on them too much, regardless. Because if you have to rely on your kicker too much, like, what the hell's your offense doing? What the hell's your defense doing, right? So
See 2024.
So
Last season.
to me, it's just I want to see his consistency, and I want to see him nail a few hard ones like early, and just also nail the easy ones. Just come out and be automatic and not think about it for a little while. I think that'll help and cure just about every possible ill that this franchise has, or this fan base has with him, right? So win a couple games, win a Monday nighter, right? Like, whatever. Win a Thursday nighter, week 5 against the Rams. You know what I mean? Everybody sees it nationally. Jake Moody for 65. Yeah. It can be just that easy.
Dina, what are your thoughts?
Oh Lord, I have a lot of thoughts about this guy. I'm trying my best to let the past go, and trying to, like, motivate, maybe put some mojo to motivate him. He looked really good hitting that 59 yarder.
Yeah.
Went out there with confidence and just booted it. And I think a lot of the problem is he's in his own head too much. If he gets out of his head and just goes out there and does the job, fine. But what remains to be seen is those crucial times when we need it. I mean, really need it. And I'm hoping that we don't. Like Ty said, make touchdowns. Then we don't have to rely so much on the kicker. Just come out.
Right.
I'm hoping that helps and that works out.
But we also scored a touchdown, and he came out to do his job and kick an extra point, and he missed it.
Yeah. Dina was not too happy about that. But I'm trying to remain optimistic about the young man and give him another shot. I'm trying. It remains to be seen.
Yeah. He has all the talent in the world, you know, and that's why the team believes in him. They've seen him at his highest, and they've seen him at his lowest, and they've admitted that at his low, it was basically their fault, right? He shouldn't have been out there. They screwed up. You can blame who you ever want to blame for him being out there, but he shouldn't have been out there. At this point, you know how Damon said it's in vogue. It's the fashionable thing to do to talk bad about the O-line. It's the fashionable thing to talk badly about Jake Moody, right? He can't make a mistake, right? He came out in the game, missed the extra point. Can't do that. You got to hit those. Those should be automatic. 33 yards right down the middle. Those should be automatic. We know in the NFL they aren't. We've seen plenty of other kickers miss it. But dude, you got to hit those. Like every kicker should hit those, right? But you notice how no one isn't talking about the fact that his next 4 kicks were right down Broadway. There was no question of whether they were good or not because they were dead center. No one talks about that.
I'll give him credit.
Remember last week against the Raiders, he came in, kicks the high pressure game tying field goal, then kicks the game winner. But the topic of conversation after that was mainly, well, he missed that 53-yarder. He should be off the team. Look at the guy in the stands giving him the finger. Look at the one he made, but it was ugly. Right? There's no consideration for his overall game. It's just that one mistake. Right? It's sad to see, you know, maybe a change of scenery would be good for him. Who knows? But he's here. It is what it is. You know, I'm pretty sure on their big board, they got a list of like 10 kickers. They keep a list of kickers also. They're all up there. And if they want to move on, they'll move on. But for now, he's here. And we got to live with it. It's just, which guy will we see? You know, how much length are they going to give him? We know if a fan was in charge, the minute he messes up, gone. See ya. Gone. You're cut. Don't even just leave the game. I know it's the first quarter.
Ty, if it was up to this fan base, he wouldn't have gotten on the plane after the Cleveland game in 2023.
Exactly.
The things I heard that year leaving that stadium about that guy, holy wow.
Just on social media. It is what it is. And that's another thing, you know.
Yeah.
Ever since he was drafted, okay, there is no excuse for that. He kicked it wrong. It was a bad kick. But this is exactly what I was talking about. He has to be perfect. Because throughout the entire preseason, how many kicks did he have go out of bounds?
Never heard that being a problem, right?
Just that one. And you would think he does it every game, all game, the way it's been talked about. And think about this. Oh, it's going to cost us the game. What did that kick cost us that went out of bounds? Nothing. The offense went 3 and out, had to punt. There was no consequence to the game. But people are acting like we lost the game because of it. And then they're doing this projection thing. Oh, he's going to cost us a game. Ain't play a real game yet, but he's going to cost us. It's just in vogue to talk about him badly. And you bring up something like, it was only one kickoff that was bad. And it's like, oh, that's ugly. Because they put the camera on him when he was hot. You never want to see your kicker mess up. Never.
Mm-mm.
But you notice, where was the camera when he made his kicks? When every kick was right. It's just the way it is. So we just got to live with it. And I'm pretty sure, if they don't like him, they'll move on. Like the way we say the roster is fluid, I think the kicker situation is fluid too. He's missing Pats, though. Look at that. But see, he missed one, and you see how the plural is there? Pats. You see how that goes? He missed one, and all of a sudden it's many.
I don't know. Well, this is the first time that we're all together to discuss the Brian Robinson Jr. trade. Your thoughts on that? I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was more than pretty good. I thought it was awesome. I think the light bulb finally went on for Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch that they cannot run CMC into the ground. I liked what Brian Robinson said about being the best duo in the league, because that could potentially be a thing.
Right.
But the run game is critical to this offense, big time. And without that, we don't really have much. Yes, we have George Kittle. We have Brandon Ayuk when he comes back. We have Ricky Pearsall, but the running is where it's at. Guys, your thoughts on Brian Robinson Jr. and the backfield. Maddie, go ahead.
To me, I think this frees up Christian McCaffrey at times to be able to line up as that slot receiver that they're going to be looking for the first 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I think this frees up Christian McCaffrey more to be used as a receiver, which I think can actually save on his wear and tear. Like, do you really want him running through the tackles all the time? Like, not all the time. If you can trim that down a little bit and get him the ball in space, to me, that's the best thing you can do for the longevity of the 49ers franchise and Christian McCaffrey's career, right? So Brian Robinson Jr. can do quite a few different things. He also has some versatility too. His hands he doesn't have Roberto Duran's hands. Like, he can catch the ball too.
Yeah.
So he's a 3-down back. So you have 2 3-down backs that you can deploy. And as long as Kyle can resist the urge to run CMC into the ground, I think everything's going to be okay. And I think with this lack of receivers that we've got right now, like 100%, I don't think they'll have any problem finding a way to utilize both of them to get some things done. I wouldn't be shocked if they had 2 wide receiver. They had 2 running backs, maybe 3 running backs. Because you could have Juice back there, right? You could have McCaffrey split out. You could have double tight ends there. Like, there's a lot of different formations and different things that they can run depending on who they're going up against in the first couple of weeks. It's actually going to create kind of a matchup nightmare. The only way that this whole thing with the receivers is going to come back to bite everyone in the ass is if they have to come back from some insane deficit, right? And they have to go 3-4 wide all the time. I really don't see that happening based on the first 3 weeks of opponents. Like, they can get rolling. Like, they should be able to survive this. And if you see what Demarcus Robinson did when he was on the field, like, he already knows the system. He's been in the system for quite a few years. It's just a matter of learning the lingo and translating it. Like, he can be a force in that 3 receiver slot. He can be a force in that 2 receiver slot if he's utilized. Like, he had some big games for the Rams last year, even when they were super inconsistent. So, this can really help bridge that gap in a unique and outside the box way.
JJ says, yep, would love to see CMC in the slot lines up with linebackers. Welcome, JJ. Thanks for coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Ty, go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's, he's a Jordan Mason upgrade, like a Jordan Mason 2.0, if you will. Like, runs harder, catches better. Dude's a beast. Like he was clearly the best running back in Washington, right? Like a number one back. Like we got two real number one backs now. So Kyle just needs to get busy and utilize them. And I agree with Matt. When I heard this, I was like, ooh, now we could catch defenses really off guard. But you come out with those two guys in the backfield, even with Juice. And then like you motion CMC out, you motion Juice out. Now you spread that base defense out. Sky's the limit. We can still run it, or you get CMC in some matchup, or Juice with a matchup. We've seen Juice burn linebackers too. He's a matchup nightmare. So it's like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? So I think it opens up the offense for us more, not just, well, we got another running back. I think there's so many more possibilities of us just doing some unique things to catch defenses off guard that works in our favor. So I'm really excited about this. I just need Kyle to use them. Get him on the field.
Yes.
Don't forget about him. Don't be like,
that's
hey,
the idea.
Jordan Mason
Right.
was leading the league in rushing. Why isn't he on the field? Who?
What?
You talking about Christian? Who? Christian McCaffrey?
Is he related to Anthony? Does he play small forward for
Anthony
the Knicks?
Mason from the Knicks. Exactly.
Oh, they're related.
Who's this Mason you're talking about? I only see CMC. Like, it can't be that. So yeah, I love Corey Kiner.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I like undrafted free agent running backs, but the 49ers get them, use them, they break them, and then they send them free, right? And then they end up catching on somewhere else. So be prepared to watch them catch on somewhere else and have all of us go, wow.
Well, he cleared.
Remember the 49ers had that guy? Like, yeah.
I saw he cleared waivers. I don't know if we signed him or not. But he's a one cut down here shifty runner that's perfect for this offense. So I'm hoping we latch back onto him and we could use him at some point.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dina. Thoughts on the backfield and Brian Robinson Jr.?
I like Brian Robinson Jr. only because, like you said, don't want to see CMC being run into the ground. And I think he complements him. And this way it gives a lot of versatility to the line. CMC, but they don't know who Brian is. And it gives CMC a chance to do something else, maybe block, who knows? Plus with my man Juice out there, that, like Ty said, is going to spread the line and everything will gel in place. That's my estimation. I think that having him there, and I like what he said about working together with CMC. I like what he said about being a part of the team. And I think it's a great matchup. As far as Kiner goes, I'm still a little shocked about that because I really like the guy. I thought he would be on the roster. That was a depressing moment for me and a few other people that I talked to. But Brian Robinson Jr., I think is going to be great in the line that he's in. And we don't have to worry about CMC busting his hump all the time and getting hurt. And we have a little trick up our sleeve with him, with Brian Robinson Jr.
For those of you just joining, welcome. We're not on our regular time. Our regular time is 8:00 p.m. Eastern, 5:00 p.m. Pacific. We came on early for Damon, who left a little while ago. So catch the replay when we're done here. But if you could like and subscribe, that would be awesome. Before we get to a couple questions in the chat, I want to get your thoughts on the secondary. Maddie, what are your thoughts on the 6 cornerbacks and 4 safeties?
I mean, considering they lost Mooney Ward and then they, retooled it, and they found two different defensive backs that look like they're going to be able to retool it, very similar to how Diamador Lenore showed up. I couldn't be more excited for the secondary. They're going to learn. They're going to get better and better as the season goes on. They're going to have really good coaching. They're going to have a good front seven or six or however the hell many they decide to line up to help. Right? They'll be productive.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how can you not be excited about this young secondary? Like, they keep crushing it. They keep finding little diamonds in the rough, right? As long as everyone stays healthy and they avoid every single person in one position group gets injured, like they usually have for a couple of positions each year. Like, I would be excited about the secondary. Reminds me of when they overhauled it in '81, right? They got rid of everybody. The only person that they kept was Dwight Hicks, and they went through so many
Right.
defensive backs. Tony Dungy went through there. There's a whole bunch of other guys that were tried out, and then they just drafted 3 rookies, actually 4 rookies that first year when you count Lynn Thomas, and they all got very big time playing time, and it changed that entire 49ers defense, right? Especially with the addition of Fred Dean. So secondary, couldn't be more excited about it.
Yeah, it was reported, Papa J, that Stout was actually back at practice today.
Yep.
Okay, Dina, your thoughts on the secondary?
I like them. I think the secondary looks great this year. I'm not as apprehensive and scared as I used to be. Like, what are they going to do? Now I can actually hold my head up a little bit and say, "Ooh, okay." I like some hope. I'm just glad that they got a chance to show who they are. I am looking for great things with this secondary.
Good, Ty.
Yeah, I think the secondary is going to be really good. I mean, we know Demo and Green on the outside. I mean, we know their pedigree. We saw Green as a rookie last year really step up and solidify that. I think he'll have a good second year coming out. Played a little bit on Saturday and looked good. The slot position is one that's the biggest surprise, with Chase Lucas really showing up and showing out. That's a surprise. And, we hadn't seen Upton Stout, but if what everything they said about him from OTAs and training camp and practice translates to game day, which it should, like his college tape, he was a dog. Like, that position is really locked down. And maybe we could go to some dime defense now, right? Put 4 cornerbacks on the field and really be able to chase guys around and not leave a second linebacker exposed. Who knows? But it gives us some real flexibility. I like Neal and Darrell Luter Jr. behind them. I think Darrell Luter Jr. had a good preseason. Special teams, we know he's good on special teams. We know that, but I think he played corner very well also, which is a good welcome surprise. It's welcome to see that in case, knock on wood, there's a uniform malfunction with someone and he needs to be on the field, we don't have to hold our breath. Hopefully that picks up, right? Yeah, and the safeties, I mean, Siegel, Brown, Pinnock, Grant, I think they had a real good preseason, especially Marquise Siegel. I was excited about him in the draft when we drafted him, and I researched him. And to see how it translates to actual playing, like, that dude. I think he's going to be around a while. So
I'm glad they didn't release Darrell Luter Jr. Because I think they would have regretted it. Because we've been down that road before.
Yeah.
Have we?
Papa J, so our secondary is totally healthy as of right now.
With the exception of Malik Mustafa.
Yes, who was put on the PUP list.
Yeah, he's the only one. Everyone's totally healthy right now.
I'm so glad to see Lucas. I'm so glad to see
Yeah.
He's on there.
Lucas with the lid off.
I think he's
Mhm.
going to really, really step it up for us.
I know there were
Yep.
some who said that we shouldn't be excited if Chase Lucas, makes it, or we shouldn't be upset if he gets cut. But I'm actually excited. I mean, the guy really, you could tell he puts everything out there on the field
Mhm.
just by like the little sample size that we've seen in preseason.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Going to tight ends, we have the best, George Kittle, of course, Luke Farrell and Jake Tonjes. Yeah, I got my Kittle. Woo.
There you
Okay,
go.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
Don't forget Braden Willis
So-
too, or whatever Braden Willis is now.
That's right. He's actually on the practice squad.
Yep.
Papa J, do y'all think Luke Farrell will have a larger role as a receiver than people anticipate? He showed great catching skills during preseason.
That goes
I
back
bel-
to the flexibility piece, I think.
Mhm.
You're right. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah.
You're right.
I believe so. I mean, I think they'll throw him out there, and he also does pretty well blocking too, and that frees up
Yeah,
George Kittle.
yeah.
So I
Can he
think
be
that's a
any
good thing.
worse than Ross Dwelly or Charlie Werner?
Exactly.
No.
And
Thank
mhm.
you.
Yeah.
Good day.
That's true. Ty, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he would definitely be a role. In Jacksonville, he did catch passes. They just didn't use him much because he wasn't, T1. But we've seen, Maddie just mentioned it. We've seen Kyle in the past try to get his tight end 2 and 3
Mhm.
into the passing game, right?
Right.
It just makes sense to do so. You catch a defense off guard. You think, oh, this guy's just going to be here blocking, and all of a sudden he releases and it's, oh, crap. And he gets open. You throw him the ball. So I think he made some good catches and showed some good hands and some reliable ones. So hopefully that translates. When we give him those opportunities to run out and catch passes, he excels on them. But he
Yeah,
won't be
that's-
just sitting there blocking all the time. They'll definitely be out. Especially think about it. We got the ability now to go to a 2 tight end, 3 tight end set.
Mhm.
Mhm.
If you get those guys up close at the line of scrimmage in their base defense, you can pop off with something with these tight ends en route and catch them off guard. So it's definitely happening.
Yeah, I think that's the key is catching them off guard, like you said,
Mhm.
and that can happen with this roster right now. And makes me very happy because I don't want to see Jess's man get hurt, or or be overrun or anything like that.
Trying to do everything. Exactly.
Right.
Mhm.
Let the man be himself, and then others can step in. And I think and then you can spread everybody else out. They won't know what hit them. Because they're capable. That's the thing. Capable at receiving, capable at running the ball, getting that extra yardage, and that's what counts. Getting that extra yardage. I mean, how many times have we seen running backs and wide receivers just get the ball and stop? But now we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, George Kittle won't stop. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He's not going to stop till he's knocked down, and then that's it. But now it's time for other guys to step up and do the same thing. Get that extra yardage, stretch that body out. If it's 2 yards you need, stretch those arms out and get it. If we do that, we're going to shock everybody because they won't know. They're expecting Kittle.
We also don't have
Something
wide
for you.
receivers that run in opposite directions, a la Quentin Patton.
Right. We got something for him.
All right,
Number 10.
Yes.
That damn
Last
number
thing
10.
before we get out of here from JJ. So, what are our realistic hopes and predictions for Week 1 in Seattle with how our roster looks right now? Ty, go ahead.
Realistically, I think it'll be a win. I think we're going to come out and play some bully ball, establish ourselves a little bit. I could definitely see Kyle run. run it 6 times in a row just to be like, yeah, we here. This is us. It's a black and blue game. You got to deal with it week 1, right? And just come out. And we know Robert Saleh is going to come out swinging. He's going to come out swinging. And especially he gets pumped up playing against Seattle. He's going to come out swinging.
Yeah.
Like Sam Darnold's going to be seeing ghosts again. He's going to bring it from every direction. Robert Saleh is going to bring people from every direction to spook him out.
Yep.
So I think it'll be a tough, hard-nosed game, and that's going to set the tone for the season, really. It's going to set the tone for the season that, hey, when other teams play us, they're going to be sore after the game. Like the defense is going to be sore after the game. That's how physical and hard-nosed we're going to be. So, I don't think it's going to be easy because division games are never easy, and playing in Seattle is just always weird. I say that every time. It's always weird.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a hard-nosed game, and we're going to win it. Oh,
Yeah.
we did blow them out in Seattle last year. But anyway, yeah, I think it's going to be a thing. That's what it's going to be, and that's going to set the tone for the season. And we're going to see a return to bully ball this year.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Ty. I don't think this will be a blowout by any means. I think it'll actually be kind of close, but we're definitely going to win for sure. And Ty, I agree with you 100% that it'll set the tone for the season. Dina, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I think it's going to be a very neck and neck game. But I think we can come out and prevail with a win, given what our defense looks like now and what our secondary is. I'm hoping we lead by a touchdown.
Yeah, Maddie.
24-21. I'm sure the refs will be terrible, and it's Seattle, and it'll be opening day, and they'll want ratings, and they'll need something for red zone. So 24-21, Jake Moody hits a walk-off, and we're all like, hey, look at that guy. And Brock Purdy owns the Seahawks. Like, he should actually be a small minority owner, and then he should own like 5 to 7%. Like, he should actually do that. Like,
only one loss, right? Only one loss. That one blip last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Only one loss.
It's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
It had to happen
It
eventually.
was a close loss.
So,
It was a last-second loss.
Yes.
But
so
every other game has been blowout.
24-21, 49ers win.
Yeah.
Well,
Luke Carroll probably scores a touchdown too, just because. That's, if there's one thing Seattle knows how to do, it's give up a touchdown to a tight end too. That is on their radar.
Well, they can't guard Kittle yet.
Also, that's another problem. So they'll double him, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Ross Dwelly's like career stats against the Seahawks and his career stats against everybody else." It's like, wow, one of these kids does not belong here, and you can figure out what the common thing is. Like, yeah.
Maddie, you say 24-21. I'm not saying this because it is Jake Moody, but we shouldn't have to rely on any kicker to win us the game. So
it's week one.
I've been saying
I know.
2 years.
It's week one, right? Like, I would love for them to come out and smoke them, right? But this has been one of those training camps where, like, who's starting at wide receiver today? I don't know. Did that dude help Chavo finish the grounds? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's throw him out there, right? Like, little shout out there. But yeah, like straight up, like that is just. There's been a lot of inconsistency. I don't expect them to just come out and start firing and running and gunning. Like, I don't think they're going to get out to as hot of a start as they did in 2023. Like, it doesn't mean that they can't get out to 5-0, 6-1, 7-1. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, I think the first few weeks, no matter who they play, I think everything's going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of rounds.
Thanks, JJ.
So
thanks, JJ.
Welcome in, JJ. I think everything's going to be a dogfight for the first 3 to 5 weeks as this team is figuring out their identity on all three sides of the ball, right? Who's the returner that you can trust, to not muff the punt and to not muff the kickoff.
That's a good one,
right? Yeah. Who's going to be the guy that helps the defense not focus on Nick Bosa? Who's going to be the guy that becomes the go-to on the offense that Brock Purdy can look at on 3rd and 4 and know that this dude is going to catch the ball, and more importantly, will be open enough to be able to get it, right? All those things will start showing up. And as those answers start getting made, more of that equation is going to make sense. And then it just kind of opens up from there. I wouldn't expect a ton of blowouts in the first few weeks. And honestly, if there are some blowouts, it's because the other team just completely like
Yeah.
this is a long-term process because they're trying to, Stella's trying to get her groove back, basically, right?
Right.
That's what the 49ers are right now.
All right, let's go to that hurry up offense and the 2-minute warning. I got it this week, Ty. And Ty, you're up.
Yeah, I'm excited for this season. I'm excited for this offense. And, one thing that isn't talked about enough is how Brock worked out with like Kittle and the receivers and all these guys in the offseason. I think that's going to pay more dividends than what anyone realizes. Because we saw a glimpse in the Raiders game, how him and Ricky was hooking up. And it was like old friends playing catch. I think that's going to be a huge translation and be huge for this offense. So keep that in mind. Go Niners.
Yeah, Dina.
Yeah. I'm really anticipating a great season. I think we look really good, especially on the secondary, especially with defense. And like you said, Ty, with Moody hooking up everybody, that I'm ready for a great season. And Bebop, what do you mean, go Giants? Come on now.
Maybe he's talking about San Francisco.
San Francisco Giants. Baseball.
I
Yeah,
hope
Maddie.
so.
Week 1 is gone. I think I got a couple more weeks out there. But if you want to get your tickets in section 125 for the regular season, go to Niners WO on Instagram or X. Send me a message. Use code ECRG and I'll take $25 off per ticket. Okay? And then you can Venmo me and do whatever, and I'll send you your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? And we've had 2 listeners go in the last 3 weeks, and they've all had a great time and have been able to do the things they needed to do. So.
Yep.
Yes, and I have the home opener tickets.
She's got
I'm
week
looking
1,
forward to sitting in those seats and having the food and drink, and although I don't usually
all the
eat during the
marinades
games because I get nervous. So but we'll see. JJ, before we close out, who will be our wide receivers for week 1? Will Jordan Watkins be ready? I hope so. Kid showed some promise. We'll see. But shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you to the new subscribers. Our regular time is every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you to Damon Bruce for coming back on the show. Always a good time with him. As always, go Niners. I'm looking forward to that magical connection of the jerseys behind me, Brock Purdy to George Kittle. And we will see you next week. We may have a Seahawks beat writer on the show next week. We'll see what happens with that. But
no.
Yep. But we'll see you next week. Go Niners.
Love you, Bebop.
Go Niners. Stay faithful, everybody.
And of course, for the upstart 49ers, they're 6 yards away from Pontiac. 3rd and 3.
We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking.